Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Amber. Thanks for coming and joining me today for some Valentine Dollartree DIYs. If you are new here, hi and welcome to my channel. I hope that you will consider staying and subscribing. If you all like this video or enjoy any type of this content, give this video a big thumbs up as that does help my channel grow. Thank you all so much, and let's go ahead and get into crafting. Okay guys, so first DIY, you'll need this wooden heart from Dollar Tree, this scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby, which is usually 25 cents. You'll want the larger one. A love metal wort that comes in a 3-pack from Dollar Tree, some baby's breath from Dollar Tree. This greenery is from Walmart. I got that ribbon from Walmart half price after Christmas sale. This lace ribbon is from Dollar Tree. These little wood cutouts are from Hobby Lobby, and these DIY stickers are from Dollar Tree. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is take off the hanger from it and then trace and cut onto the scrapbook paper the heart. Now, when you pick out your scrapbook paper for this, you will want to get the larger size scrapbook paper. There is a smaller one and a larger one for the same price. You'll just want to be sure to pick up the larger one. That way you have enough of it to just trace your whole piece and get that onto your heart. Now, to stick this on, I do work in two sections. One, I just line it up and glue it down with a glue stick at the bottom, and then I'll go in with the rest of it and glue all of that down. And you can also use Mod Podge if that's your preference, but I just like to use a glue stick. Now I am going to just measure some of my ribbon, and you can use any ribbon of your choice, to go across my heart. I am measuring it with 2 pieces just because my ribbon wasn't thick enough. But if you have a thick enough ribbon, you would only have to do it once. And then I'm going to take it and kind of place it where I'm wanting it to be, which is a little below halfway. And then just, as you see there, gluing the ends behind the heart. I only run that glue across the ribbon and not onto the heart because I want all of that part to be open. And the ribbon that I just placed there, we will seal at the bottom of the heart, which you'll see in just a moment. I do take 3 pieces of the lace ribbon just to cover up where the first ribbon meets up, and it just makes it look a little more neat and gives it a little extra detail. Again, you can use whatever ribbons and colors that speak to you. This is just for inspiration. And here I am sealing the bottom of that ribbon, just so when I go to insert my flowers, those don't fall out. And again, just turning my heart around and gluing those ends to the back of it. Now that we've got all that glued down, I'm going to take one of the bigger hearts from the stickers from Dollar Tree and one of these more prettier cutouts that you can get from Hobby Lobby, and placing those at the top of my heart just to give it a little more something. And I do leave it just that wood color. I don't paint them or anything, but if you'd like to, you can. Now for the love metal sign, I do just take some super glue gel and place dots around that so that that can go onto my sign that I'm making here. I don't find that hot glue sticks well on these metal signs, so that's why I use the super glue. Next, I'm going to just be trimming up some greenery and some of the baby's breath to stick into my sign here so that it kind of acts as a plant holder that you can hang on your wall. I think this is super cute, and the colors that I used today are very neutral, so you could use it for year round. It doesn't even have to just stay for Valentine's Day if you don't want. And this is pretty much finished, but I am going to add some of that lace ribbon as a hanger, and I just cut about the length that I'm wanting and hot glue it to the back of that heart. After that, at this time, you can also put some of that brown paper, the brown craft paper, on the back so it looks more finished. I don't do that, but that is definitely an option. Here it is, and I think it just came out really pretty, and I do love it holding those florals that you can change out. Okay, so on to this next DIY. You will need some of the clay pots that they have at Dollar Tree right now. Any type of brush. I use a chippy brush. I have these Dollar Tree heart stencils, some Waverly wax in antique, and some white paint. That same lace ribbon that we used before, and some heart cutouts from Dollar Tree. I used some foam, that little sponge we'll need, and these dowel rods, as well as some moss. Quite a few things we need here, but no worries, it is still very inexpensive. Most of this was from Dollar Tree, and you can choose to use whatever color paints you'd like. The first thing I'm doing is painting my pots, and I'm just using this dry brush technique with my chippy brush just to give it some texture there. You don't have to do this. You can give it a complete coverage if that's more your style, and you can use red, pink, purple, whatever you like. I just use white. I'm going to do this for all 3 pots, and then once we're done with that, we're going to let those dry and go into our hearts. And for the hearts, the first thing that I'm going to do is go in with some spackling that you can pick up from Dollar Tree and just cover those little hanger holes that they have on it. And this dries really fast. You don't even have to really wait. You can just pretty much move on. I do wipe off any excess that I got on my heart with a paper towel and then paint over that. I am just using that same Waverly white paint to paint both sides of all 3 of my hearts. We get all of those painted, and I will just set them aside to let them dry as well. And then I'll go ahead and grab my dowel rods and kind of figure how high I want my hearts to sit up in these pots. And then I ask my husband if he can cut those for me, because I tried and they were a little hard for me. You do have to put a little muscle into it, but since he was there anyway, I just asked him to do it. He cut those all the same size for me. And then I go in with a sanding block and just sand down the side that he cut, just to make sure there's no splinters poking out. Next, I'm going in with that Waverly antique wax and painting these dowel rods. You can choose to paint these as well, any color you like: white, red, pink, purple, blue, whatever color suits you. And then we're going to set these aside to dry as well. Now I am taking some of that floral foam and I am going to figure out about how much I need to cut off of that block, and just keep cutting it till it fits nicely in my pot so that it can hold my dowel rods. And I do this for each pot. After that, I have my hearts all dried up and I go in with the Dollartree stencils and some metallic gold paint. Again, you can use a tan paint, a black paint, any paint that suits your colors, and you will lightly dab this onto your wooden heart cutouts. You do not want to go too heavy at all. It's better to go in very lightly with little bits of paint and just dab it in. Don't push it in too hard so that you don't get any bleeds. These stencils are good, but they're not the best. So you do want to be careful with that and really work up the coverage instead of just going all in. I'm using two different stencils. That first one that you saw there, and now this one, and then the first one that you saw there I'm using for my third heart. I just used the two, and I do the same technique for each one. And any bleeds that I do get, or anything I did get on the sides of the heart with the gold, I just touch it up with my paintbrush and put white to cover it, which wasn't very much anyways. Now that our hearts are dry, I will take my dowel rods and I do glue one of the dowel rods on the lower part of the heart. And then I choose to glue the other two dowel rods covering the whole back of the heart, just so that is, let your hearts dry. Don't be like me and be impatient. But just so that there's like a stagger, so there's one tall one and two shorter ones in my pots. See, I did take that off because that's when I decided I wanted to do two short, one tall, but I was going to do them all tall, and then that's when I changed my mind. And it was easy to pull off, so just be careful and let those dry really good. Alright, so now that we have all of our hearts ready on our dowels, I will be taking those and sticking them right down into our pot, right in the center there. And then I am going to take some hot glue and just kind of squeeze it over the floral foam. And add our moss. You don't have to use hot glue, you can just definitely let it sit there, but I just thought this would help it a little more with some fallout. Now I'm going to take the lace ribbon that we played with in our earlier DIY and just glue it around the rim of my pot just to give it a little something extra. And then I did decide, after I glued those around the rim of the pot, just to give the taller heart a little something extra, and I tie a bow and add it to that pot. Aren't these so cute? And I feel like they're going to be really easy to transfer form to Easter decorations as well. These pots, they're going to be real easy to do that. And guys, this is pretty much all, and this is how it turns out. I think they are a really cute addition to your decor. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!